Al Levine, the Talking Machine, you want to lead us off today? We're in a special place for our By Request show. I'd like to point out how special this is. AC/DC is blending with Sarah Vaughan. That's a unique fusion right there. Talk about By Request today, Al.
For those about to rock, thank you to all of our BPTV fans, YouTube fans, new fans. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. I have my co-producer and co-host, Jessica Lee of By Request. We're honored to be on location.
We are at the Forge Urban Winery.
Jess, what's going on here today?
We're getting ready to kick off First Thursday, starting at 7 p.m. First Thursday of each month, Fusion Street Jazz shows here that blend spoken word and visual art and dance with the music. And we're going to learn a lot more about what else is happening here at the Forge as we all come out of COVID and want to get back together again, Al. So what do you think we hear a little music first, by request, and then we'll talk to the founder.
No one to walk with all by myself. No one to talk with, but I'm happy on the shelf. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. I know for certain the one I love. I'm through with flirting, it's just you I'm thinking of. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Like Jack Horner in the corner, don't go nowhere, vital I care. Your kisses are worth waiting for. Believe me, I don't stay out late, nowhere to go. I'm home about 8, just me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. I ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you.
Hey everybody, I am so happy to be in this really creative space today with you, with the founder of the Forge Urban Winery. And this is in Homestead, really on the edge of the waterfront, if you know the waterfront well, and right across the street from the Homestead Police. Is an awesome venue that feels like a speakeasy, and we're going to show you all around. But first I want you to meet the founder, Michael Lisovich. So Michael, thank you for being with us today.
Well, thanks for having me, Jess.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You know, I've had the chance to sing here before and have just loved it. This amazing stage here, beautiful sound system, wonderful wines and different things here before COVID. So I've had a chance to really sing and enjoy this venue with the music fans pre-COVID. And so I want to go earlier than even when I was here first singing before the shutdown. Why did you start it up? Tell everybody today what inspired this space for you.
Actually, I was bored. So
That's a good answer. It's honest.
I was in the military for almost 40 years, and when I retired, it took about 2 weeks to realize that I was just going crazy and, cut the grass like 18 times. My yard's all dirt. I didn't know what to do, and I just tried to think of something that I could do.
About how many years ago was it?
Going on 9 years now.
Okay. So you were bored and you said, I'm going to start up a music venue with wine. So talk about the wine.
Yeah, so I started out, what do I want to do? I couldn't work for anybody anymore after being in the military, and I like going out, I like meeting people, I like drinking wine, I like music. So it just popped in that I should open a winery.
Yeah.
So I drove to Borders that night and got Winemaking for Dummies, running a winery for dummies, the Barefoot Story, read it for 3 days and just said, that's what I'm doing, I'm starting a winery. So we started Wines of America.
Wines of America. Well, listen, there's an old saying, there are people who talk and there are people who do. Now that's a doer story right there. You went and got how to start up a winery books and you just did it after 3 days of study, right?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about Wines of America.
Okay, so we're a farm-to-table winery. So there's a bunch of pictures up, but we have vineyards in California, Northeast, and New York.
Wow.
So we grow our own grapes, make our own wine. We make about 35 regular wines, and I think 10 fruit wines and some specialty wines and ports.
Yeah, yeah. Do you ice wine every now and again?
Yes, when the weather cooperates and
Yeah.
the Japanese don't buy it all up.
Yeah. Yeah. So beautiful wines, and that was about, you said, about 9 years ago or so.
Yes.
That you started that up, and then the venue that we're standing in right now, the Forge. When did you kind of open
It's
this?
another interesting story.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So a good friend of mine, Dave Conrad, talked me into coming down here for part of the revitalization of Homestead,
Yeah.
which was pre-COVID and everything was going good. And so we spent about 9 months building this place. The front half was just tasting room, and the back half was full of wine tanks. We made all the wine here. So this was an
Okay.
actual winery,
Okay,
which is
so-
how the original name came,
Right.
Urban Winery.
Urban Winery. So you actually had big kegs and things like that.
There
in
was
the
tanks
back.
there. The stage was lined with tanks. There was tanks everywhere making wine.
Okay. And so how did it evolve and become a performance place? When did you decide
hope my
to
daughter
make that
doesn't kill me,
switch? Go ahead.
So we were getting close to getting done, and actually it was just going to be the front third was tasting room, and all the rest was winery. And my daughter basically begged me for a club. She wanted to run a club. Her and her mom watched this soap opera, or one of the ladies is a club owner, and Dad, please, and I'm like, okay. So we changed the plan, expanded it into a club, and just had the winery in the back.
Okay.
And then we opened about 3 weeks before COVID. Actually, you were one of the first ones on stage here. It's been a while.
And it was fantastic. It was full of wonderful, happy people, loving the wines.
Yeah.
And having something to eat.
We had almost
and
200 people that night.
meeting new friends. Yeah, it was
It
great.
was great.
Yeah.
And then COVID, we had to shut down for almost 2 years.
So the lockdown, COVID, the lockdown.
Yeah.
You're a veteran. You're a veteran, and thank you for your service.
Oh, you're welcome.
You, your children, your family. What did you decide to do during that very difficult lockdown?
Well, we were closed down, and I had a couple friends commit suicide, veterans, because there was nothing open and no help anywhere. Everything, even the VA was shut down unless you had an emergency surgery.
Wow. Isolation.
Yeah.
Isolation. Yeah.
Isolation, and the government's scaring everybody about everyone's going to die, and it was just bad.
Fear.
And nowhere to go. And they had problems to start with, was the problem. So I decided to open up as the Veterans Helping Veterans under one of my nonprofits.
Okay.
So we opened this place up for veterans. We give out breakfast, lunch, whatever services they need during the day, and it still runs today.
Yeah, so you're still veterans helping veterans today,
Yes.
and doing that's kind of daytime activity, more or less. And
Yeah, that's
then
Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 2.
Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 2. Veterans helping veterans is beautiful. And then,
After my daughter begged me to turn this into a club for her,
yeah.
during COVID, she got pregnant.
Oh,
So she couldn't come work anyways. Now I'm here every night.
so is she coming back around to help you out at some point, or
Depends on the kids.
oh, kids, huh? What they do to their parents. All right, so now you're a club owner, but you look fine as a club owner in your hats and all
Gotta have
kinds
the
of
hat,
things.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm getting into hats myself. I'm going to be doing some jazz hats, so I'll be wearing some
good.
hats over here. So, coming out of COVID now, what are your hopes for the Forge Urban Winery? What do you hope for the music, for
Well,
the veterans helping veterans?
The
for-
Forge was designed just to be a friendly place. Come forge new friends. That's where the Forge came from.
I didn't know that. That's so
It's
cool.
all about come forge new friends.
Yeah.
And relax, and we have game tables and vinyl room in the back. They can listen to records. So a lot of people come in just to drink wine. They'll play games, meet new people, and
Yeah.
we make sure that everyone gets to meet each other. But I enjoy music. All those records, or not all of them, but most of the records back in the vinyl room were mine. I've been collecting since, early 70s.
Well, I can tell you enjoy the music just from the beauty that you've created here. With you have a grand piano. Many venues don't have a live
Yeah.
piano, a real piano anymore.
See, I'm old-fashioned. I like
It's
vinyl. I like a piano.
Beautiful
I like,
sound, right? And you have a sound system in here. You've soundproofed the room. So, what is your vision for musicians and helping musicians with the venue?
So again, we're the friendly place. It's a lot more than wine. Of course, I like showing off my wines, but The music. Pittsburgh is a music city. I was learning how many musicians and artists there are here. We try to be a very friendly venue for musicians. We have 3 or 4 open stages every week and different genres. You know, we have an open stage for comedians, we have open stage for bands, and Saturdays we do open stage for original songwriters to encourage that. And then we have contests and get promotions and prizes for them. And we do the Indie Fest twice a year now.
Okay.
So we cut it down to 22 musicians, all original, and 22 short films, all originals. It runs, I don't know, 60 hours.
Yeah, so you're doing a blend of film and music and some different things. And together, I'm excited to announce that we're going to be trying some First Thursday kind of Fusion Street jazz
we're excited
shows
too,
together, and to fuse spoken word in with the music, and possibly some interpretive dance, and even some visual artists creating new visual art to the music. So
Yeah.
multi-arts, we're going to do that the first Thursdays, 7 to 9:30. Just try to get people to come out, and support each other and feel safe being creative. But the Forge Urban Winery, give us the address for everybody.
It's 210 East 7th Avenue, Homestead.
Yeah, they're on 7th
And you
Ave.
can see it on our Facebook page or website.
And the best way for people to find out about the Forge, if they want to do private events here, for example, it's a great room. How many does it hold for private events?
Depends on the event, but around 150.
Around 150. How do they contact you? What's the easiest way?
Well, most people either just send a message on the Facebook,
Okay.
and those without Facebook, they just call me. My number's on both the website and the Facebook.
Okay,
So-
both the website and the Facebook. Great. So if you don't mind, would you walk us around a little bit now and show us
Sure.
some of the different really cool aspects? Like you have a wall of heroes, don't you?
Yeah, Boulevard of Heroes.
Let's go see the Forge. Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so here we are. Tell us what this is behind you. I see words up above your head. What is this, Michael?
So this is our area to specifically honor our veterans. So we call it Boulevard of Heroes. And not just veterans, but our first responders too. You know, we have hanging from the ceiling the original fire truck from Homestead. All the veterans' pictures, we encourage them to bring them in, hang them up. All these ones here are local Gold Star families that were killed in combat.
Wow.
You know, they say you die twice, once when you put in the ground and once when they forget about you. So our job is to make sure people don't forget.
Don't forget. Boulevard of Heroes. Who did the artwork for you?
We did, but the Pennsylvania School for the Deaf actually made it and came down and hung it for us.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, they did amazing work.
All right, now we're in a back room at the Forge, and tell us what goes on here. You used to make wine here, and what's behind us here?
Yeah. So this would be all winery back here with tanks, and then as the Veterans Center grew, we needed more space. So we opened it up, and we call it the game room.
Okay.
You know, over there's pool table, but my favorite part is the vinyl room.
Yeah.
So we have almost every genre of records, so people can just come back and spin vinyl. We have a record player back here,
Oh, cool.
so they can just play it. We have game racks over there, you know, with the Forging New Friends concept. Come back, build puzzles, play games, spin vinyl. And they can shut the doors if they don't want so much of the stage music
Yeah.
to talk, or
Yeah.
they can open the doors and,
So they can
Enjoy
be
both.
They can be their own DJ.
yep.
I'm just gonna pick an album here real quick. I'm gonna grab this one. They have so much jazz, but also everything else. I love rhythm and blues, and I fuse it in with my jazz and blues. And this is Roberta Flack. I love her. Now I'm bellying up to the bar, as the saying goes, Michael Lisovich, here at the Forge Urban Winery. And I love to have my black coffee. Now that's a jazz song that I love to sing. So salute, nostravia, to your health. We know Al Levine likes to have his green tea, but I'm a coffee girl. And we're at a really cool bar that is part of the renovation, the more recent renovation of the Forge. Michael, tell us about what this symbolizes, who did it, and how.
Now,
Yeah.
well, being closed for 2 years
Yeah.
and just sort of wondering around what to do, you know, you get bored again. So I just happened to see this thing on epoxy porn on TV and decided, okay, cool. And then it was a long bar, so we try to put a little history back in. These here are repurposed from the original street lights here in Homestead.
Wow.
So, and it's Pittsburgh town, so Three Rivers was perfect because of the way the bar went. So, did all pour epoxy with the bar. Scary night because it was trying to dry and I'm trying to work it. And
He did that all by himself. That's amazing. It's so creative. It's such a creative space here in many ways. And behind you, just point out what you have here.
oh, so those are a number of the wines we sell.
Yeah.
35 red and whites from across the U.S., hence Wines of America. And then fruit wines, our reserve wines, and the ports, our medal winners. So we've actually won 5 international awards for the wines out of 42 countries.
Oh, congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah, and we were saying there's something for everybody here, really. I mean, you can have wine and beer. You have a full bar. You can have mocktails. You can have coffee and teas. And so
Yeah.
there's something for everybody here. And talk about when you have music events or private events. I know you can bring in caterers or food trucks, which you do sometimes. But what do you have when we do our first Thursday shows? What kind of food can people grab here if they're a little hungry?
So we may put out the charcuterie board like on the pictures,
Yeah.
sort of a grazing table, but we have light fare normally. And then depending on the events, we bring in appropriate food trucks. Like Tuesdays, Latino dance night, so we have,
Food
and
trucks.
Caribbean and
Oh,
food trucks.
Yeah.
But we also have 2 or 3 caterers we work with the different levels for private events.
Okay. So a lot of flexibility with food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And-
and how you do.
As a Pennsylvania winery, under our license, we can only sell Pennsylvania-made stuff. So everything you buy here is made in Pennsylvania. You're supporting Pennsylvania.
Yeah. But your
Local-
grapes for your wine are from all over.
Right.
Yeah. People ask about that a lot. Are they just Pennsylvania grapes?
No, our Pennsylvania wineries are more of our sweeter wines.
Yeah.
New York, we have drier whites, and California, dry reds and some dry whites.
Okay.
So whatever kind of wine you like,
You got it.
we got it.
Okay, everybody, now we're on the stage. The stage at the Forge Urban Winery is really, really special. It's large, and many venues in the Pittsburgh region right now, they don't have a stage, some of them at all, and some don't have a nice size stage. You can fit a full band on this stage easily. Michael, talk about the different instruments that are already here so the musicians don't have to bring everything. I mean, you have a weighted keyboard behind us. Talk about what's here.
Okay, so when we started doing open stage, one thing we realized, I always felt bad for the drummer carrying all the stuff in, and no one really helped him,
Yeah.
and especially at the end of the night. So we started building a back line, especially for open stage, because people would also come in not really knowing what's going on and like, oh man, if I brought my guitar, if I brought my this.
If I brought my keyboard.
So we wanted to
Yeah.
make sure there was no excuses not to get up on stage and play.
Okay, all right.
So we have a Gretsch drum kit, jazz drum, and the room's designed, with the ceiling on a slant and all the acoustics. The whole stage is wrapped in acoustic tile. That if you have a small jazz band, we have a baby grand piano, we have keyboards, weighted keyboards, a whole back line of different guitars. We have acoustic, 12-string, 6-string, electric 6-string, electric bass, a couple different electric, bass amps, guitar amps, PA system, bongos, the microphones.
Yeah.
So the whole stage is tuned for the room, so you can just come and plug in, and bands like it too.
Yeah. Right now, when you look at November, December, January, going forward, what days are you open to the public? Like, I know you're always welcoming private events if people want to rent the place out and have private events. What days are you open to the public and what times?
So starting November, we're lucky enough, we've been trying for 6 months to hire people.
Yeah.
So anybody looking for a job, come see us.
Okay, looking for a job? Now hiring. Now hiring at the Forge Urban Winery. Okay.
But November, we plan to be open every day.
And starting at what time approximately, do you think?
So
Roughly?
Mondays is 5 till midnight, and that's a service industry day for all the service industries throughout.
That's great, yeah.
Tuesdays, Taco Tuesday, Latino band and dance night. So we'll have
Starts around what time?
We'll be open between 5 and 6. The
Okay.
music starts around 7.
Great. Okay.
And then that's hosted by dancers, so don't be shy. They'll come teach you how to dance.
Come dance. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
Wednesdays is not tying the knot night. So NOT, KNOT. So it's a wedding party. You know, everyone likes going to weddings, but you don't have to bring us any gifts.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to have the cookie table. We're going to have the, after the first hour, we'll vote not the king and queen, but the bride and groom for the night, and they'll be up here on the table.
Yeah.
And then we have a competition for best man speeches of why you two aren't good for each other or why you shouldn't get married.
That's hilarious.
And-
So it's just a fun night for people to come,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that starts around what time? Everything starts
Again,
somewhere
we'll be open 5 or 6, but
5 or 6. Okay.
the main show starts around 7.
Around 7.
And then Thursdays, I'm going to let you talk about because
Yeah.
you're building that.
Thursdays, we're going to start at 7. I mean, we're going to start to get multi-arts shows together and really have a great time with music and spoken word. If you're a spoken word artist, you like to do poetry or quotes that inspire you, you know, we're going to have a spoken word mic, and we're going to mix you into the music. Visual artists who want to create to the music, come on down. Dancers who want to do interpretive dance, come on down. And then Fridays and Saturdays, I know you're doing a bunch of different things, right?
Yeah,
And-
Fridays, every other Friday early show is the comedian open stage.
Yeah.
And then, like, the opposite of that is Ladies Got Talent Night. So it's lady musicians on the stage.
What time on Fridays? About 5, 6 again?
Yeah, we're always open
Okay.
around 5, 6, and the
Okay.
show starts around 7.
Good.
And then on Fridays, 9 to 12 is the main open stage that's hosted by either the Four Jukes, Warehouse 11, or Breakdown Band.
Okay.
So they play, and it allows musicians to come in. They can either get up on stage by themselves or take a spot in the band and play with a band because a lot of musicians don't have bands.
Sit
so
in, yeah.
they can pick whatever spot and play.
And then Saturdays, Sundays, what are you doing?
Saturdays at 4 to 6 is the original songwriter open stage.
Okay.
And then we have different shows between 6 and 8,
Okay.
variety of different things.
Supper club shows, you get something to eat and drink.
Yeah, and then 8 to 11 or 9 to 12 is some entertainment. It changes all the time, different
Yeah.
bands.
Yep. And you do Sunday programming or no? Are you?
Yeah, so Sunday is right now, and we'll expand Sundays for a brunch thing, but
Yeah, yeah.
right now 5 to 8 is jazz.
Okay, beautiful. 5 to 8 on Sundays. So your website, is that where people should go to really see like what's happening and what's coming on the website or Facebook? What are you
Yeah,
using?
we're just building up the website now for all these new events now that we hired
Okay.
people, but Facebook's probably, we post on that every week and it goes out.
Okay, so check out the Facebook page and
Yeah, like us on Facebook.
yeah, and so we'll be sure that we give everybody kind of your Facebook address and,
Yeah.
and show that as part of our recording today. So any final words that you just like to say to people who you want to maybe come back if they came and then it was locked down, but come back, or new
Yeah,
people?
we're open back up.
Just say anything
So
you'd like to.
we just want to be a great, comfortable place to come and enjoy and meet new friends. And it's great having you back on stage. It's been a while since
I know,
COVID.
I can't wait. We're gonna have a good
We're
time.
looking forward to it.
Yeah. we're gonna
And
Yeah.
and tell them about the
Oh,
Speakeasy show.
So coming in the new year, which isn't that far away, 2023, we're going to start Speakeasy Saturdays up. So look for that, and we're going to go back to kind of the age of the golden age of jazz when you had the speakeasies and dress, wear your caps, wear your zoot suits, wear your flapper outfits, or whatever you want to do. We're going to do some really beautiful Saturday speakeasy events, not just themed with the music, Michael, but the drinks and the
bathtub,
food. Go
gin
ahead.
drinks, food. Of course,
Yeah.
a hat contest for the guys.
A hat contest for the guys.
And then there'll be dealers with blackjack and poker in the back room, you know.
So a real speakeasy. You're going to need a password to get in.
Yes, you do.
And they will be pre-sold. So
Yeah.
look for Speakeasy Saturdays where you're going to have to buy a ticket in advance. Yeah?
Yeah,
I
to get the password, you're not getting in the door.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for having us back to the Forge Urban Winery. This is a fantastic renovation even since I've been here last. There's been more added, and come and see sometime, Michael, and the photographs and taste and hear and meet new friends. That's the big thing.
It is.
Forge new friends. We have a safe place to forge new friends.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody, thank you for being with us today. Thank you for continuing to send in song requests. We will continue to honor those song requests at the front and end of every By Request show and continue to bring you creative people, entrepreneurs and nonprofits of all kinds doing wonderful things in the region, like Michael Lisovich here at the Forge Urban Wineries. So thank you for being with us. Al, what do you have to say as we close?
Jessica Lee and Mike, thank you so much for the great interview and the tour. It was just amazing. I want to tease all of you. November 3rd's a Thursday, 7 to 9:30. I'm going to do a poet, and I'm going to be a poet and do a poem called "If." It's famous by Rudyard Kipling. Stay tuned for that. Thank you for all the great feedback. Thank you for watching our shows, and we'll see you next time.
I'm feeling mighty lonesome, haven't slept a wink. I walk the floor and watch the door, and in between I drink black coffee. Love's a hand-me-down broom. I never know a Sunday in this weekday room. No, no. I'm talking to the shadows, 1 o'clock to 4, and Lord, how slow the moments go when all I do is pour black coffee. Seems the blues caught my eye. I'm hanging out on Monday, my Sunday dreams too dry. And now a man is born to go. I love him. A woman's born to weep and fret, to stay home and hold on and drown their past regrets in coffee and cigarettes. I'm morning all the morning, morning all the night, and in between it's nicotine and not much hard to fight. Black coffee, feeling low as the ground. It's driving me crazy, this waiting for my baby.